What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room yet again, always with another one. And yes, indeed, it is another one. So this is where we at now. And Megyn Kelly ran across my feed with this situation because I was, of course, researching things like that about the Los Angeles fire, stuff like that, because, this is what it is right now. And we're all talking about it. And yeah, I listened to what Megyn Kelly had to say about the chief of the fire department out there, and it's crazy. But at the same time, though, too, this other situation ran across my feed as well. How woke is LA Fire Department? And it ties in with what Megyn Kelly's talking about. And we're going to go here now. We're going to check this out. And I believe some of you guys are going to be shocked and things like that, how crazy this is going right here with the DEI situation and stuff like that. And, my stance is, people need to be hired because they can do the job and they're the best in their field and things like that. Not just because they were born and shit like that. That makes no sense to me. But we're going to go here now and we're going to put these quarters, nickels, and dimes in on the times.
Just how woke.
Hold on. Jesus. My bad, you guys. I had to get my sound together. Hold on. Let's go here now.
Just how woke is the LA Fire Department?
The chief also checks another box when it comes to inclusivity and diversity at this department. She's a proud member of the LGBTQ community.
The first openly gay person to lead the LAFD and the first woman.
5 minutes later.
Angeles Fire Department is launching its first ever Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Bureau. It is dedicated to ensuring a fair and equal workplace environment.
So by creating this new bureau, our Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Bureau, now we actually have the staff to do the work when it comes to doing a deep dive in regard to how we do business.
That, of course, included the torture of DEI classes.
We are hosting our new employee orientation, and our focus is to teach our new employees for them to understand cultural competency, identify implicit and unconscious bias, and be aware of the importance of us having a diverse and inclusive workforce.
My question is, how is this going to help everybody fight the fires? How is this going to, aren't you supposed to be out there training? And listen, look, I have an uncle that was a firefighter in Wisconsin and things like that. And I know that the things that they go through in training, and this ain't it. This is crazy right here. What are they sitting around talking? Why are they not carrying equipment to make sure that these people in this room right here could lift that heavy equipment and stuff like that, that they could, run the trucks properly, things like that, when it's time to actually engage in a real fire? Why aren't they out there doing the real training here?
Welcome all of you in this room to join, whether you're LGBTQ plus or not, or you're just an ally, you have family members, anybody that's willing to engage.
The Los Angeles County Fire Department would be recognized nationally and possibly even globally as an agency that was very serious about diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Well, congratulations. I think you've successfully pulled that off. Let's see what kind of lessons were learned.
You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you. It gives that person a little bit more ease, knowing that somebody might understand their situation better.
Yeah, listen, I know your house burned down with your dog inside, but our skin color is kind of the same, so you should feel pretty good about that.
Is she strong enough to do this? Or you couldn't carry my husband out of a fire, which my response is, he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
Hold on. Hold up. So she had a woman ask her, hold on here.
You should feel pretty good about that.
Is she strong enough to do this? Or you couldn't carry my husband out of a fire, which my response is, he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
So you mean to tell me this woman right here, a woman said to her, clearly a woman said to her, that you couldn't carry my husband out of a fire. And she had the nerve to say, hold on, because we finna see it. We finna see it. She had the nerve to say that if I have to carry your husband out of a fire, then he's in the wrong place. Excuse me, that's your job. If people are falling out from smoke inhalation or anything like that within a fire, it's your job and your duty to go in there and carry said person out. What is she talking about here? Are you kidding me? Hold on, man. Hold on. Because this is highly disrespectful.
To do this, or you couldn't carry my husband out of a fire, which my response is he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
And you're talking about hiring people with that type of mindset. They're supposed to have a duty, a civic duty, to go inside that burning building and take whoever out of that building. They're supposed to be also physically fit to do so. That's the whole purpose of firemen, to go inside, take whoever out that needs to be taken out, if there are people in there. You got to be kidding me on this. You got to be kidding me on this. This is highly disrespectful. And I don't care what nobody say. You can get down in the comments all day, talk out the side of your neck. It don't matter to me. That's if you was in a fire, male, female, it don't matter. If you was in a fire, you want a competent firefighter to come in there and drag your ass out of there if you fell out from smoke inhalation or anything like that. So don't give me all that crap. This is sickening.
Somebody broke into your house and you want me to help? Sounds like you should have had a better security system. You had a heart attack? Maybe you shouldn't have gone to so many buffets, fatty. You're drowning? Maybe you should learn to swim.
No big deal. That victim-shaming firewoman is only the assistant chief. Holy shit. Good.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
Is she the assistant chief? Talking about, if I have to take your husband out of a burning building or a burning house, then that means your husband was in the wrong place, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Your husband was in the wrong place. And we're just going to let his ass burn.
Good luck with your waterless fire hydrants, Los Angeles. At least you've got diversity to help you.
Man, this is crazy. Wow, the disrespect is real. And these are people that are hired in these positions. And it's not all. I know it's not all that think that way. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's all, because it's not. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you it's not. But for the assistant chief of the LA Fire Department to say something like that, that's totally fucked up. That's egregious, bro. That's wild. Your husband in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire. Man, come on. Oh, wow. All right, so we about to dive off into what Megyn Kelly had to say. And man, this is, man, come on with this DEI shit. This is wild, bro.
Unbelievable what is happening in California right now. An American jewel of a city is in ashes. The Palisades area of Los Angeles is burning. House after house after house of one of our most precious areas is on fire. And residents have been under a mandatory evacuation order, including, folks who are my dear friends. One of my best friends is out there. Her house is gone. Brian Friedman, who was on the show yesterday, evacuated. These are our fellow Americans who have been forced out of their homes because these predictable Santa Ana winds came, and the local officials apparently would not do what was necessary to be done to protect the residents from the foreseeable risk of fire. There are 3 massive wildfires burning right now, being flamed by Santa Ana winds topping 60 miles an hour. It is so windy that firefighting aircraft are not able to fly in many cases. Nearly 100,000 people are under these mandatory evacuation orders. At least 13,000 structures are under threat. The video is absolutely horrifying. Take a look at this tape here as a fire swarmed a home in Los Angeles.
Hold on.
For the listening audience, it is right outside this guy's patio. I mean, he's inside his living room, and the flames are right on the other side of floor-to-ceiling windows and sliding glass doors.
You're gonna be okay. Hi. You're gonna be okay.
I'm sorry, dude. That's not gonna be okay. I don't know. Well, gee, wow, this is crazy, dude. I would have not been there. I would have not been there. Look at those look at that blaze. You can't outrun something like that. I hope he got out. Seriously, I really hope he got away.
Oh shit. Well, we got a car. Yeah, don't worry about that, dude. Look at that. Oh shit. Scary, huh? Yeah. Okay.
My problem is nowadays people take so much time, even when their safety is involved, and they have to record every single thing. I mean, I get it, you know, you try to record and to let everybody know and things like that, but shoot your mini shot and get the fuck out of there. Like you supposed to been gone, to be honest with you. Fuck recording shit.
The plastic is gone, dude. Yeah. Fuck.
The plastic is the least of their concerns at this moment. Okay, that gives you the flavor, but it is an incredibly dangerous thing to have been in that home at that moment.
Right.
The person who shared the clip goes by Kevin Dalton. That's his name on X. That clip's already been seen more than 2 million times by early Wednesday. It was also used by the Daily Mail as their lead this morning. Kevin said in an update, "I am told the dog and both of his humans were able to safely evacuate the property." That's as much as we know there. Let's hope Kevin is correct. When you see the video, for the listening audience, you don't even know where these two folks who are talking inside and that dog are going to run. Where, like, the house seems to be engulfed. One side seems a little less engulfed than the other, but it makes you wonder how on earth this happened. But the winds take the fire so quickly from home to home. It can happen in an instant, which is why the cities issue these mandatory evacuation orders. The wildfires began so quickly that many, many people were caught off guard. And when the roadways became impassable, people just abandoned their cars to flee on foot. Look at this tape here. You see a bulldozer bulldozing the vehicles that were just left in the road out of the way.
Wow.
So that, emergency vehicles and others can get through.
Thousands of dollars worth of cars, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars worth of cars. People just left. Listen, look, Night of the Living Dead, or, wow.
One woman who abandoned her car told News Nation that police came up to her and said, "Get out of your car, run for your life, and head toward the ocean." You can believe it. Going back to that first video we showed, and if you're just listening, go check us out on youtube.com later. You'll see it right at the top of the show. You wonder, all I could think was just at least open the doors and let the dog run for his life, because the dog would know what to do. His instincts would take him away from the fire, and he could probably outrun some extent of it. Run toward the ocean seems like a good idea. Fox's Charles Payne tweeted out this photo and wrote, "I'm descending into LAX right now, and I can smell the fire. Many on this flight in panic or heartbroken, knowing their homes are already gone." And listening audience, what you see here is an aerial of Los Angeles up against the water. And the top third of the photo is in flames. The top third. If you've been to LA, and I know we all rip on California for all sorts of good reasons, but we actually love our brothers and sisters in California and absolutely don't want to see this kind of danger or carnage unleashed on them. And what you're seeing right now is part of one of our jewels. Yes, Los Angeles, which has got a long history and a beautiful one in many ways in this country, on fire and burning to the ground. It's the Palisades neighborhood. You got Venice, you got Santa Monica, you got Palisades, and the Palisades, I don't know whether they will still be there when this is done. In Pasadena, senior citizens were rushed out of a senior living facility. Imagine this, some still in their hospital beds. What were they going to do? What was the alternative? They had to get them out. As this fire rages, so does the anger among the residents who are saying that while wildfires are not uncommon in California, the state's disgusting mismanagement going back for decades is indeed partly to blame here for these fires not being better contained. The city's mayor, Karen Bass, is in Ghana right now. She's on her way back now, but she's not even in the country. The LA Times reporting that fire.
Now, you know what I'm saying? This is, yeah, of course, a couple of days ago, but you know what I'm saying? Now we know, Bass is back in town, but the thing of it is, yeah, she was all the way out of the fucking country when this shit was going down.
Firefighters have been radioing their stations with reports that the hydrants were dry in the Pacific Palisades. Firefighters couldn't get water. It makes it really tough to fight the fires, especially when the winds are so bad that you can't take the aircraft up to do it from overhead. The fire hydrants were dry, which was a risk they reportedly knew about, a problem the city reportedly knew about, but failed to fix. Real estate developer Rick Caruso, who ran against Karen Bass for mayor, he called himself a Dem, but it was pretty clear this guy was about as close as you could get to a Republican in California running for office, right? You have to say you're a Dem to win for Los Angeles and mayor. So he called himself a Dem, but he was an independent, basically. He was an outsider. And the way he talked sounded much more red than it did blue. And he lost. Elon Musk had endorsed him, but that union vote came in late in the game. And before he knew it, Karen Bass had pulled out a victory. So Rick Caruso went on local TV and raged about this fire hydrant issue. Take a listen.
They can't fight a fire without water and the resources that are needed. Everybody knew these winds were coming. The real issue to me is twofold. We've had decades to go remove the brush in these hills that spread so quickly. And the second is you got to have water. And my understanding is the reservoir was not refilled in time and in a timely manner to keep the hydrants going. And it's all about leadership and management that we're seeing a failure of. And all of these residents are paying the ultimate price for that.
I love Monday.com.
What's Monday.com?
Yeah, they definitely paying the price out there. You know what I'm saying? This is sad right here. You know, and my thing of this is that competent people need to be in leadership in all regards. We can't continue to go down this path of the feel good narrative, and it's just oh my goodness, it sounds great, and let's cheer for feeling great and things like that, when at the end of the day you'll end up in a situation like this where a whole part of the country is on fire right now.
The LA Times reported that in November, right, we're beginning of January, in November, the lack of water from hydrants was also to blame for the difficult efforts combating the mountain fire in Ventura County. They have been aware that there's an issue with the water not being in the fire hydrants. And what did the LA mayor do to protect her citizens? Well, we'll get back to you when she gets back from Ghana and someone has the chance to ask her. As if all of this is not enough, it turns out that in recent years, LA's fire chief has made not filling the fire hydrants top priority, but diversity. Diversity is at least among the top priorities for the department. Her name is Kristen Crowley. She's been fire chief since 2022. And in an interview shortly after she was elevated to this position, she talked about being super inspired to make the fire department more diverse.
I'm super inspired.
She took time out of her already busy schedule to tell us about her vision for the department's future, one that includes a 3-year strategic plan to increase diversity.
People ask me, well, what number are you looking for? I say, I'm not looking for a number. It's never enough.
Out of 3,300 city firefighters, only 115 are women right now. When it comes to inclusivity and diversity at this department, she's a proud member of the LGBTQ community.
That just kind of opens the door of people that thought, wow, I didn't even know that was an opportunity for me.
Who gives a shit if the fire chief is gay?
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Yo, hey, listen, look, I'm telling you, like, nobody has time for that type of politicking in law enforcement or in fire enforcement. Listen, look, you guys know what I'm saying. Nobody has time for all this. When you're in these types of positions with that type of duty that you need to have, because you have a duty to the citizens, all citizens, when you're in these law enforcement situations, whether it be the Army, whatever, police officers, fire department, any armed forces, you have a duty to the citizens and things like that. And that you're supposed to know that when I join this organization, that I'm taking a duty to the citizens, all citizens of the nation that I represent. This is crazy right here.
I'm sorry, but who gives a flying fig about who she likes to sleep with? Can you fight the fucking fires, madam?
Damn.
That's the relevant question. We don't care about your lady parts, and we don't care who you want having access to them. Can you fight fires? Can you make sure there's water in the fire hydrants? When you realize in Ventura County, this is a massive problem. When you realize that California is going through a drought where they haven't had rain in weeks and months, I don't care who turns you on. And you know why they have only 100 women in a squad of 3,300? Because women tend to be smaller and not as strong. And unless you lower the requirements to become a firefighter, most women can't pass the test. Trust me when I tell you that someone my size cannot run into a building and rescue someone even Doug's size. Never mind an Arnold Schwarzenegger, who actually.
And it goes back to what I showed you in that previous segment on the broadcast here. You know what I'm saying? Where the assistant chief of the fire department out there in LA said that if your husband if I have to carry your husband out of the burning house, that means he was in the wrong place. We have to let this shit sink in. So you're gonna intentionally be okay with somebody dying that you have a duty to save, maybe because they have passed out from smoke inhalation or anything like that. Man, come on.
He happens to live in LA or California, at least. This is an absurdity. This is just like the Secret Service and what happened with Trump. We needed all these women in there who weren't even tall enough to protect the 6'3" president.
Ooh.
Under this woman, Ms. Crowley, the department created a diversity, equity, and inclusion bureau to train firefighters not on refilling the hydrants or what to do when they're empty, but on the importance of DEI.
Our Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Bureau, now we actually have the staff to do the work when it comes to doing a deep dive in regard to how we do business, how we take care of one another in the fire stations and in our work environment.
We don't care. We don't care about any of that. I don't give a shit about how you're taking care of somebody inside the firehouse. Take care of me in my home and my kids and my animals when the fires hit. That's your real job, madam.
All right. Hold on.
You know how much my family and I love our.
Okay. So, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, that's the end of it there. Man, Jesus, man. Hey, told y'all Megyn was going to go off. And my thing of this is this has to be shown. This has to be known that this is the thought process that, you know what I'm saying, the chief of the fire department out there and the deputy chief has about the situation. It's life or death when firemen are called to the scene. It's life or death. And in most cases. Now, some, yeah, you know, sometimes it's different. But in most cases, man, when you call the fire department out, it's a very serious situation. And it's no time for games and picking and choosing who you're going to let live or die and things like that, you know, and that damn deputy chief, Jesus Christ. That just highly pissed me off to hear that. That highly pissed me off to hear that she would allow a constituent or a citizen to perish because, you know what I'm saying, she was like, oh, well, your husband was just in the wrong part of the house. Your husband was just in the wrong part of the house. You know, he shouldn't have been there. If I have to carry him out, then that means he wasn't where he was supposed to be. What the hell is going on out here? What is going on, people? To where our emergency personnel are at a point right now to where they really can't even complete the damn job when real emergencies pop off. Yep. But it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.